return. It's the biggest weekend in American sports, and you just know two sports-loving Catholic leaders in Kansas City and San Francisco want to be a part of it.
Good evening, Archbishop.
Good evening, Your Excellency.
Oh boy.
A little friendly back and forth between two bishops as their cities vie to become this weekend's Super Bowl champs. A sports bet coming up.
The San Francisco 49ers face off against the Kansas City Chiefs this weekend in the Super Bowl. City bragging rights are at stake, and so is a lot of money. Americans are expected to wager an estimated $23 billion on the big game this year, according to the American Gaming Association. So we joined in the fun, Catholic style, by asking the bishops of San Francisco and Kansas City if they would like to make a wager of their own. Archbishop Salvatore Cordileone of the Archdiocese of San Francisco and Bishop James Johnston of the Diocese of Kansas City St. Joseph are here to make a little wager on the big game. Welcome, both of you. Bishop Johnston, your Kansas City Chiefs are the returning champs headed into this Super Bowl. I'm sure your city is revved up, and the Chiefs kicker Harrison Butker is outspoken about his Catholic faith and his pro-life convictions. What are your thoughts on his example as a faithful Catholic man and his evangelical influence?
Well, Harrison is what we often refer to these days as a missionary disciple, in my opinion. He takes his faith seriously and strives to live it, and is not hesitant to try to lead others to the good news of Jesus. And he uses his platform as a well-known pro football player and maximizes that in a beautiful way, not only speaking about his faith, but also about living as a Catholic man. So he's done a great job with that.
Well, he's certainly giving you all a lot of visibility. Archbishop Cordileone, the 49ers faced the Chiefs in 2019 when they fell 31-20 to Kansas City. Is there hope for this rematch?
Oh, there's a lot of energy. We're ready for a comeback. This is the comeback team. They've had brilliant come from behind wins, and we're ready to come back this time around.
Well, with your prayers, I'm sure that they'll be trying. Well, I'm going to ask each of you a more personal question. Bishop Johnston, you go first. Do you have a patron saint that you're asking for intercession for the big game?
Well, of course, our diocese is named in part for St. Joseph, and so he's one of our patrons, and I just don't think you can go wrong with St. Joseph, who is the patron of the Universal Church, the protector of the Holy Family, and our patron. So we're going with St. Joseph.
Ooh, that's beautiful. Archbishop?
And we obviously have our own patron saint here in San Francisco, St. Francis of Assisi, a patron saint of so many wonderful things, certainly a patron saint of peace. So we pray for peace, good sportsmanship, and that through sports we can build up more goodwill and unity in the world.
Oh, that's beautiful. Wow, I don't know which one I'm going to choose. Last question, and the one that I think everyone has been waiting for. Bishop Johnston, for last year's Super Bowl, the Chiefs versus the Eagles, you made a bet with Philadelphia's Archbishop Nelson Perez. The losing city would pay $500 to the winning city's Catholic charities. Do you have a wager for this year?
Yeah, I think we've got a good one, and Archbishop and I have agreed that it's going to be a two-parter. If we lose, Kansas City Chiefs lose, which is highly unlikely, but if we should, I'll be sending Archbishop a gift pack from our American Jazz Museum. We're noted not only for barbecue, but also jazz, and I understand Archbishop loves jazz, so we're going to send a gift pack from the Jazz Museum along, and this is the second part. We've agreed to support the Pregnancy Care Center of the winner's choice in each diocese, so that we can focus on the importance of the gift of human life. And so that's what we'll do. I'll support the Resource Center for Moms in Need and their babies out in San Francisco if we lose, and I'll let Archbishop respond to what happens when the Chiefs win.
Archbishop?
Well, when that year comes around, I'll let you know. But
All right. What's your bet?
Yes. So we want to hold up our love for mother and child, for women in these crisis pregnancies and very difficult conditions. And each of our dioceses have outreach. We have the Bella Wellness Clinic here in San Francisco, and I believe you have its Alexander House in Kansas City. So we did not decide on an amount. I kind of think that might be determined by the final score, but I'm doubly looking forward to the 49ers win as a lifelong jazz aficionado, and no more appropriate place for a jazz museum. As you mentioned, Bishop Johnston is famous for jazz being the birthplace of Charlie Parker. However, in that unlikely event that I do have to give Bishop Johnston the other part of the gift, San Francisco is famous for many fun things, one of which is rice-a-roni. So he will be gifted with a case of rice-a-roni in that case.
A wonderful, wonderful return. Well, I think that your hearts as pastors and as keepers of your flock are really shown in this bet, and I will be praying for all of you and asking every EWTN viewer to send up their prayers as well for this important game. Thank you both.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Thanks
Thank
for having us.
God bless you. We're wishing the best of luck to both teams. No predictions here. And that does it for this edition of EWTN News In Depth. I'm Montse Alvarado. Join us again next week for more news and reports important to your Catholic life. See you then.